You've been told that losing weight is supposed to be hard. But what if I told you that was a lie? After getting to as low as 5% body fat myself and helping countless high-level professionals achieve peak condition, I've cracked the code on how to make fat loss feel effortless. In the next few minutes, I am pulling back the curtain on my entire process. I am going to break down the 3 principles you can use that make it so simple. It becomes hard not to lose weight. Principle 1 is behavioral automation. And what I mean by that is simple mental models that remove the guesswork, remove the emotion, and make following the plan feel effortless. Mental model number 1 is not what you think, and that is eat slow. I actually had a discussion with one of my clients earlier, and I just told them a simple trick: eat slow. Literally chew what you eat and focus on it, because it's interesting. He was like, "Dam, I love food. I just love food." And I was like, "Do you really though? Because do you know that you taste in your mouth, but you are throwing the food down your mouth or into your stomach like you don't even like food? If you enjoyed food, wouldn't you want to spend more time with the food in the mouth?" Which is ironic, and that is true. So by simply eating slower, you will both enjoy the food for longer, but also hunger signals only kick in about 20 minutes after you've eaten. So the faster you eat, the more likely you are to overeat. And then on the other side, the slower you eat, the less likely you are to overeat. And also, it's all about increasing the likelihood for your success. The second mental model is track before you eat. And this has really helped me for a couple of reasons. First of all, tracking helps me stay in control. And the second reason is if you track before you eat, you have this conscious pause and you ask yourself, is this food aligned with my goals? Is this food aligned with the person I want to become? And it allows you to remove emotion for a second. Super powerful. Principle number 2 are the nutrition pillars. And this is your body's ability to both burn fat, or more fat rather, and also feel fuller for longer. And the first rule is, or first principle rather, is the protein first principle. And the reason this is so effective is because, first of all, protein is essential for muscle growth. But when it comes to feeling full, try to eat a full chicken breast. It's pretty hard to eat anything else after that. And that is because protein takes longer to digest, and so making you feel more satiated for a longer period of time. But what's even cooler is that protein has a higher thermic effect of food than, for example, your other macronutrients like fats or carbs. And this is crucial for fat loss because this means that you will burn more calories digesting than with fats and with carbs. The second principle is fiber. And fiber, again, helps you feel fuller for longer. There's a lot of fiber in, for example, why would you want to choose fruit over just pure sugar? Because it's sugar, right? The reason is fiber. And fiber allows your body to digest it a lot slower and not increasing the blood sugar as quickly as well. But in general, fiber makes you feel super full. I love having a bunch of fruits, a bunch of vegetables along with my main meal for that exact reason. And the final principle when it comes to the nutrition is intermittent fasting. This is optional, but I love doing it. I love waking up, going on my walk, coming back, getting my coffee, diving into deep work for 3-4 hours. And I've just reduced my eating window by a lot. And making it, again, less likely for me to overeat or just eat more throughout the day because I have less time to eat. And now with a busy schedule, it makes it very difficult. Sometimes I reach the end of the day, it's like, shit, I've eaten like 300 calories. What do I do? and that's why I say I sometimes struggle to even eat more, because I've just made it so easy for myself to stick to these principles and so not feel hungry and so lose weight. And what you can even do is then this correlates to sleep and helping overall with recovery, which is very crucial. Not eating 3 hours before you head to bed. Now, let's say you fast 4 hours after you wake up, and then you don't eat anything 3 hours before you head to bed. That is 4 hours plus 7 plus you sleep 8 hours. That is 15 hours right there that you fasted. Immediately, your eating window is down to 9 hours. Now you work in between, yeah, and you apply those nutrition principles with high protein, high fiber, already you're making it so much more difficult for yourself to overeat. The third principle is the hormonal foundation. These are about the non-negotiable habits that control fat-storing hormones as well as recovery. And I already mentioned the first one, which is the 3-hour rule. 3 hours before you head to bed, don't eat anything. And this is not always possible. Just try and stick to it as much as you can. But this is again because if your body is digesting while you're sleeping, you are decreasing your sleep quality. And this leads me on to the second principle of this, which is optimizing sleep. I cannot stress this enough. When a client joins us, we immediately look at their sleep because sleep has such a high impact on fat loss because it controls your fat loss hormones and they make sure that your hunger signals are actually functioning properly. Because if they are not, you will crave more than you actually need because your body is not functioning properly. I could also go on about the other benefits of sleep, but just when it comes to hormonal function, whether that's testosterone or even the fat loss hormones, that they function properly, that you feel full, is just so important. But then we could go on in terms of longevity. We could go on in terms of brain power, peak performance, so many others. Point is, you need to prioritize sleep. And I would say 8 hours. Have a dark room, cool room temperature. Make sure you're applying the 3-hour rule. Also, don't drink anything 2 hours before you head to bed. No screen times where possible. And the number one indicator for a good night's rest is a low resting heart rate, which is why you also don't want to work too long where you elevate cortisol, etc. Fat loss isn't about willpower, it's about systems. Implement these 3 principles today and you'll find it's no longer a fight. You've built your career, your business on strategic systems. It's time to do the same for your health. I hope this was valuable and I'll see you in the next one.